Hi, this is Kamal Maliramani. I'm a yoga instructor. We have a place for yoga called Energizer Yoga based at Somajiguda. Today I'm going to introduce you to this wonderful world of acro yoga. It is slowly gaining popularity in India, but across the world there are several acro yoga practitioners who are enjoying the benefits of this new form of workout. Acro yoga started somewhere around 2004 when the first formal school started and they started teaching acro yoga. How did it really evolve? Two streams were combined together. So as you can understand the term acro yoga, so the first part is acro, which comes from acrobatics, and the other part is yoga. So both the streams were combined to form this practice called acro yoga. There are other elements of thigh massage also included into this. So essentially it becomes an overall practice where there's quite a bit of strength involved, flexibility involved, there's a lot of massage involved. So it takes care of the therapy as well as the practice at the same time. The practice of acro yoga has two aspects again. One is the lunar aspect and the other one is the solar aspect. The lunar aspect has to do more with the therapy part of it, where a lot of stretching is involved, there's thigh massage involved. It's more about the lazy man's yoga, the way thigh massage is called, where the person who's receiving the massage is actually going through a yoga process. He's being stretched by another person involved. The other part is the solar part. The solar part is more of the dynamic aspect, where there's a lot of acrobatics involved. And of course, to do acrobatics, you need a strong support of a good yoga practice. The difference between yoga and acro yoga is that in yoga practice, you work as an individual. So if you go to a yoga class, you will have your instructor who will be telling you what to do, and you as an individual will concentrate on your practice and work accordingly. Whereas in acro yoga, the whole aspect is that we move from one person to many people. So 3 is the minimum number to start off an acro yoga practice. The whole idea of an acro yoga practice is to build community, to bring people together, to interact, to communicate, which is lacking in today's world. We are getting too used to mobiles, tablets, being involved with our own work. We hardly have any time to communicate. While we are still connected, we are pretty unconnected. Acro yoga actually brings individual together. It brings play together. If you remember from our childhood times, how did we make friends? We would go to a group, we'll start playing with them, and then we start making friends. That's how the whole process used to begin, where we used to make very good friends whom we still remember in life. Same is the aspect with acro yoga. We come together, we start playing together, and then we start building friends. That's how the whole community starts to build. The acro yoga practice, like I just mentioned, there are 3 minimum people involved. So there's a base, a person who will be on the floor who supports the practice. There's a flyer who would actually take the support of the base and do all the acrobatic aspects. And the third person is a spotter. The spotter will actually come into the service of the base and the flyer, and they would support in case any support is required. Let me introduce you to Dheeraj and Rupali, my students. And now we'll demonstrate the very first basic posture of acro yoga, which is called a bird, where the flyer, the person who will go on the top, as we're going to see, is going to actually fly like a bird. So here we have Dheeraj, who will be the base. We have Rupali as the flyer. She'll be doing the pose called the bird, and I will act as the spotter. So whenever they need any assistant, I will come in and guide them. Right? So how to do the bird? So first, Dheeraj will place his foot onto the hip of the flyer. Right? Once she is comfortable, right? So Dheeraj has his toes on the abdomen, heels on the thighs, and his toes on the hip bone. Right? Now Dheeraj will extend his hands straight, will have his fingers turned to the side. Right? Rupali will remain straight, yeah, and Dheeraj will receive Rupali's weight. They hold the hands and then she goes. Dheeraj essentially lifts the legs straight up to 90 degrees. Right? That's where the balance is. In case Dheeraj moves his legs towards himself, then we'll lose out on the balance part. If he moves the legs away, that also is an issue. So the legs have to be at 90 degrees to hold the person straight and in comfortable posture. Now Rupali essentially arcs a bit more, just like a bird, right? And once she is comfortable, she leaves the hands and she gets the hands close to the waist. Likewise, Dheeraj also stays relaxed, gets his hands on the floor, and there we have Dheeraj and Rupali in bird position. To come out of this, Rupali again offers the hands, Dheeraj holds onto the hands and slowly brings her down by bending the knees. So taking our journey a little further with another fundamental pose that we need to work upon as we develop into our acro yoga practice. The second posture that we will introduce now is called the throne, right? Or a chair. So here I would introduce Rajesh and Mansi. They'll be demonstrating throne. So Rajesh will be the base and Mansi is the flyer here. I again play the role of a spotter. So Rajesh will lie down. Mansi will have her feet close to Rajesh's ears. We move slowly, Rajesh. So Rajesh will catch hold of Mansi's ankles, as you can see, and Rajesh is then going to lift his feet close to Mansi's sit bones. Mansi is going to hold the ankles, Rajesh's ankles. She is going to be straight, and then Rajesh as a base is going to lift her straight up. Right. Slowly Rajesh slides his hands down below the foot of Mansi and has his hands straight. Mansi can leave the ankles and she is comfortable in the throne posture. Right? So this is like a chair, like a throne. She is sitting like a queen. Great job, Mansi. Yes. To come out of this posture, Mansi will again catch hold of the ankles of Rajesh. Rajesh will shift his hands back to Mansi's ankles. Slowly he will bend his knees, place her feet on the ground. Once she is comfortable, he lets her go. So here I introduce you to a third basic posture which involves a back bend. Right? So to demonstrate that, we have Lalita and Dheeraj again. Right? So Dheeraj is the base, Lalita is going to be the flyer, and we start off with it. Lalita this time faces in the opposite direction, right? So Dheeraj has his feet at Lalita's glutes. Now Lalita catches hold of the ankle of Dheeraj as the base, right? Slowly he receives the weight, catches the elbow and lifts her off the floor, right? Now once she is comfortable, Dheeraj shifts his hands to the shoulder. Now the flyer catches her own ankles. She gets into a bow posture like a Dhanurasana inverted, and once she is comfortable, both of them feel that they are balanced. Dheeraj slowly gets his hands to the floor and she's on her own. That's beautiful. Absolutely balanced and comfortable. To come out of this posture, Dheeraj again goes and supports the shoulder. Yeah, the flyer would leave her ankles and holds on to the base's ankles. Dheeraj will shift his hands to the elbows and slowly bring her down. Yeah, and keeps her supported till she's standing straight. So as the acro yoga practice starts building up, I will now slowly introduce you to another posture which is slightly complicated, but people with good yoga practice can definitely, under guidance, can try this out. If you have a good headstand, then definitely you can try it out, but the base has to be equally strong and ready, right? So we have Anita and Rupali who will demonstrate the shoulder stand to us. So this time Anita is the base and Rupali is again the flyer. So as you see, the base has her knees bent, feet as close as possible, close to the buttocks, right? And she has her hands straight up, right? Rupali will come in, she will have her hands on the base's thighs, holding tight onto it. The grip has to be really good. From here, Rupali will offer the shoulder to the base. Now slowly she will get to climb on the knees, right? From here, just like we work in a headstand, she would tuck the knees into the chest and slowly lift off into a straight shoulder stand. The reason we call it the shoulder stand, because as you can see, the base is supporting on the shoulder, but otherwise in the regular yoga practice we see this more of a headstand. So the base has her hands at the shoulder blade controlling the flyer. To come out of this posture, the flyer will slowly tuck the knees in to the chest, slowly land her feet back to the knees of the base. Yeah, now land her feet onto the floor and slowly come off. One of the common misconceptions which starts building around acro yoga is that the base has to be heavy and the flyer has to be lighter. But in the next posture that we're going to demonstrate, which is called a star, again a slightly advanced posture, not to be tried immediately, it should be under the guidance of an expert. We're going to see that two of my students, Anita and Rajesh, they're going to demonstrate the star, and this time Anita is going to be the base. And as you can see, Rajesh is a well-built man and he's going to be the flyer. So Anita as the base goes onto the floor Rajesh comes in. So they will have their finger grip, it's called two finger grip. So they have their wrists getting into each other, right, with the fingers wrapping around, right. Once their hands are confident, the base will get their feet off the ground. Now the flyer offers the shoulders onto the foot. The base slowly bends the knees so that the flyer can get some room to come up, right. From this position, the flyer will bend the knees and slowly take a hop while taking the support of the hands. I'm still around here, right. Now the legs are wide, this is called a straddle position, and this is what can give control and balance for the flyer as well as the base. Great job. To come out of this posture, the flyer will slowly tuck the knees back to the chest, the base will slowly bend the knees and they land safely. Wonderful. The practice of acro yoga is really great fun for children. If in case children are introduced to this practice at a very early age, getting over fears, having confidence, trusting people is something that can be inculcated at a very early age. The next posture that we're going to demonstrate now is called a mermaid, and I have two of my students, Dheeraj and Anushka. Anushka is a young teenager, and she will demonstrate the mermaid for us. So we have the base ready and we have the flyer here, right. So first the base will get his feet off, flyer will have her feet to the sides, she will bend the knees and she'll get into a straddle kind of a position going down, right. The base will have his feet to the inner thigh, right. Now she will offer the hands in the front and they have the hand to hand grip. From here the flyer will take a hop, and as she hops, the base will lift her off the ground. Let's go in. Yes. And now once she comes up, she moves her feet in to lock into the base's legs and she sits straight. This posture is also called the straddle throne. So we're using the straddle throne to get into the next posture, which is called the mermaid. So from here, the flyer will slowly get her hands off, get one leg off the hooking, and slowly she turns the thighs and she turns the hip, she turns the shoulder, she faces one side, and there she extends her hand in a beautiful mudra. She's just beautiful and graceful. She's got a nice gentle smile. To come out of the posture, she slowly brings her hand down, she releases her leg, slowly brings the leg back into locking position. She's still looking straight, her spine is straight. Now she offers the hands down, she looks down, and the base knows that the flyer wants to come down. She unhooks the legs and the base slowly brings her down to standing. Wonderful job. other beautiful aspect about acro yoga is that within the family, people can bond amongst each other. The next posture that we're going to introduce to you is called a bat, and to demonstrate that, we have a mother-daughter pair. Here we have Anita and Mansi. So Mansi is going to be the flyer and Anita is going to be the base for this particular posture. So Mansi is going to face in the other direction, and just like we saw the back bend earlier, so the base will have her feet onto the buttocks, right, holding on. The flyer will hold the ankles of the base, right, slowly gets into a back bend. The base catches hold of the elbow and slowly straightens her legs to get into inversion. Now slowly the flyer straddles the legs and starts bringing the leg in. The base, you can see, moves her feet into position to bring her into an inversion, bring the flyer into an inversion. From here, the flyer will get the feet together and hold the ankles with her own hands. If you can see, this is like the bird bat in an inversion, right? She's totally suspended on the base's legs and absolutely comfortable, smiling. Can you have the chin a little in? Yes, beautiful. To safely come out of the posture, the base will have the hands on the upper arm of the flyer, right. The flyer will slowly extend the legs out to the front, having straight, strong arms, straight, strong legs, and slowly the base will bring her back to safety. Great job.
నా పేరు అనిత. నేను 2-3 ఇయర్స్గా యోగా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తున్నాను. లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ మా యోగా స్టూడియోలో ఆక్రో యోగా కూడా స్టార్ట్ చేశారు, ఆక్రోబాటిక్ యోగా. అది చూడగానే ఈ వెయిట్తో నేను ఏం చేయగలను అని అనిపించింది. కానీ ఒకసారి స్టార్ట్ చేసిన తర్వాత చాలా ఫన్గా ఉండింది. నాకు ఒక 16-year-old డాటర్ ఉంది, మాన్సి. తను ఇప్పుడు టీనేజ్లో తన భయాలు, తన కన్ఫ్యూజన్స్ తనకున్నాయి. అందులో నాకు ఆమెకి మధ్య చాలా గొడవలు ఉండేవి. నువ్వు ఇలానే చేస్తున్నావు, నువ్వు అలానే చేస్తున్నావు అని ఇద్దరి మధ్య చాలా కాన్వర్జేషనల్ గొడవలు ఉండేవి. కానీ ఇద్దరు ఆక్రో యోగా స్టార్ట్ చేసిన తర్వాత కొంచెం కమ్యూనికేషన్ బిల్డ్ అయింది. ఆవిడేం చేయాలి, నేనేం చేయాలి, నా తరఫున ఆవిడకున్న ఎక్స్పెక్టేషన్స్ ఏంటి, ఇవన్నీ యోగా ద్వారా, ఆక్రో యోగా ద్వారా మాకు ఒక అండర్స్టాండింగ్ వచ్చింది. సో ఆక్రో యోగా ఒక లెవెల్లో ఓ పర్సనల్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ బిల్డ్ చేసింది మా ఇద్దరి మధ్య. ప్లస్ సబ్కాన్షియస్ లెవెల్లో చాలా భయాల్ని తీసేసింది. నేను ఇది చేయగలనా, ఈ ఇన్వర్షన్స్ అంటే నాకు భయం, నేను పడిపోతానేమో, నాకు తగులుతుందేమో, నా పాపకేమైనా అవుతుందేమో, నా వల్ల మా పాపకేమైనా అవుతుందేమో, ఈ భయాలన్నీ ఆక్రో యోగా తొలగించేసింది. సో ఆన్ అ డిఫరెంట్ లెవెల్ ఇట్ వర్క్డ్ ఫర్ మీ.
When I joined, I thought I would be doing a regular yoga like other studios offer. But very soon we were introduced to acro yoga by our sir. And what a discovery it was. It was just absolutely wonderful to know that I could also fly, I could do acrobatics among so many other things. Well, this practice it may look complicated, but all it needs is inner strength. It needs you to be more focused, work with your partner and develop body strength. So to do acro yoga, we do a lot of practice. We tune our body, we tone our body, we make our core very, very strong. We do a lot of partner stretches, and not only is it fun, but it just makes you so very confident. So acro yoga is not only fun, but it is actually addictive. So once you start doing it, you just cannot stop. It's absolutely wonderful.
In today's episode, we covered the basic postures that lead up to the development of acro yoga practice. The further transitions, the intermediate stages definitely are much more exciting, much more fun, much more interactive. But this is where the basic postures which we start building up to build up the practice. One word of caution that please don't try this at home. Try and look out for an acro yoga teacher near your place. Go and enroll yourself. In case you're keen, yes, we have an Energizer Yoga based at Rajbhavan Road. You can definitely come and work with us.